Hello, my name is Fuchsia Carter and I am a wheelchair user. I have been for the last 7 years, give or take. I have incomplete spinal injury and fibromyalgia. It's the fibromyalgia which actually causes me to be in the wheelchair more because of the fatigue that I feel from walking. My left leg is completely numb, so it drags behind me, so it's actually quite an effort to keep walking with it. So it's decided best that I go in a wheelchair, so I had a better quality of life. The only problem with that was I was put in a wheelchair and just told to go on my merry way. I had no idea how to use a wheelchair. I've never been in one before in my life, and I found it very, very difficult to deal with. Um, it was great that I got a wheelchair, but it wasn't so great that no one showed me how to use one properly. And I did injure myself a lot in the first few years, falling out, shoulder injuries, pressure sores, that kind of thing. I moved to Sussex 2 years ago, and I was then under the care of Millbrook Healthcare Services, which support the wheelchair services in Sussex. And they fitted me up for a new chair. I'd lost a lot of weight and my old chair was too big and too heavy and wasn't active enough. So I got this brand new wheelchair, which was lovely. And they said that it was interchangeable. They would move the wheels forward as I got more confident. And they gave me this leaflet and they said, right, you need to see this guy Stuart. He teaches wheelchair skills for everyday life. He's a great guy. Go for it. We've had a lot of really good feedback. So I've looked at it and I looked at the cost, and although it's incredibly reasonable for what he offers, I couldn't personally afford it. So I ummed and ahed for a couple of months, struggling along in my new wheelchair, not really knowing how to use it to its full potential, struggling to get up curbs and cambers. And I decided to start doing a GoFundMe page, just in the odd hope that someone could at least give me 20 quid or something towards it, and then I'd save up and, eventually be able to afford the sessions. To my surprise, in 24 hours, I'd actually achieved the full amount and enough for petrol to get me to Stuart. My friends were incredibly generous and lovely, lovely people, and I can't thank them enough for what they did. So, I contacted Stuart, we arranged, and I had my session, and wow, is all I can say. I feel completely different in my wheelchair. But he gave me some questions, so I'm going to read them, because I'm really bad at remembering. So I've already said my name and condition. What skills did I want to learn? I wanted to learn how to deal with everyday environments. I live in Lewes, which is full of cobblestones. So I wanted to learn how to balance properly to get myself, over the cobblestones without throwing myself out. Also getting up curbs, I was struggling in how to do that. And also just pushing myself properly. I knew I was doing it wrong, but I couldn't figure out why or how I was doing it wrong. So that's what I wanted to do, and I learned all of those skills and more. I even learned how to back wheel balance. It wasn't a complete success, but I'm getting there. The training was actually crazy. Started with the basics, and even I thought I was doing great with the basics, but clearly not. Stuart taught me so much about how to push myself properly from the beginning, how to move in like a slalom, how to get over little bumps without grinding yourself out, or like hitting them and tipping yourself up. It was amazing. I even went down steps, which I never thought I'd ever do in my entire life. It was great. Do I feel more confident after the session? Well, you have no idea. Absolutely, 100% more confident. I already feel a difference in my shoulders. I'm more relaxed. I can push myself easier. I still haven't practiced the back wheel balance. I am going to try. I'm going to do it in the gym where there's a really soft mat, about 3 inches thick. So if I fall backwards, I'm not going to injure myself like going onto a concrete floor. So that does need practicing, but I can go up and down steps as long as they're little. But I am practicing that. I feel like nothing can get in my way now. It's quite surprising, really, how one person can give you that confidence to do something that you thought you'd never in a million years have to face. Stuart is a wonderful guy, so caring. He can be strict and stern and like, oh no, you're doing wrong, do it again. Which is great. That's what you need. You need someone to tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and how to do it right. Because if you don't, and if someone panders you and goes, oh no, no, don't worry about it, you're not going to do it right, and you're going to hurt yourself. So it was clear, concise instructions. I understood everything he said. His demonstrations were great. He always demonstrated before asking me to do the activity. And a couple of times I had to ask him to do it again because I wasn't quite getting the technique. But he was more than willing and patient, and made sure I rested a lot. He could obviously tell that I was struggling at some point, so made me rest. And great at the distraction techniques. I was getting quite stressed and anxious, and he was just distracting me by talking to me. And then all of a sudden I realised I was doing the thing that we were trying to practice. So absolutely amazing teacher, really, really good. What were the training facilities like, and did they meet your expectations? I wasn't really expecting much. Yeah, I said a church hall. I was like, ooh, I remember my old church hall, dank, big, cold. But when I got there, that a lovely ramp to get up into the door. The doors were lovely and wide. We went into the main hall, and nice wooden flooring and then carpet. So you got like to try out on both surfaces, like we would do at home. You'd have carpet or lino or wood flooring, or then you'd go to a hotel or whatever, or a restaurant, and you'd have carpet. And he had all these wonderful things, a massive platform to practice going up and down, like simulating a pavement, cones that we had to slalom around, really thick rubber tracking, so to practice going over, hand support to put on the back of your chair with your able-bodied person to hold you when you're doing, or potentially hold you when you're doing back wheel balances so you don't fall back completely. Tea and coffee, which was amazing because that's great for calming you down. And then the pack that he gave me at the end, I was not expecting. It's an absolutely amazing pack, full of different cards of what he's taught you during that day. So it's personalised to you. And he sends you a personalised training program as well. But these cards are amazing, and they're great to keep looking over just to make sure that you're on track and you're doing things properly, so you're not going to hurt yourself. I would show you it, but unfortunately I left it in my car because I took it to the gym and I forgot. And I can't get to the car right now. But it is an amazing pack, a really professional setup. As I was doing all the exercises, I thought he wasn't watching, but he was, and he was actually writing down different things that I was doing to feedback later to make sure that I practiced the right technique. I mean, that was way above my expectation. I just thought it'd just be a nice guy showing me how to use a wheelchair and, telling me if I'm doing it right or wrong. I didn't expect it to be like a full rehab session that I've seen on TV where they give you the practice cards and the feedback. I mean, to me, it was way beyond my expectations, and so amazing, really, really great. Feedback on the trainer and training methods. Well, I think I've already covered that really in what I said before. I just think he's an amazing guy, and is doing a very, very special thing to help people like me out. And he's trying to support himself, which I think is amazing. He's got such a bad injury and yet doesn't let anything stop him. And I felt quite a fraud really because I have an incomplete, but it was just that having someone giving you that confidence, telling you if you were doing something wrong, but then teaching you how to do it right, and then giving you that feedback and you know, a clap on the back when you did it right. I mean, that means everything. Every time I did something right, he was really happy and surprised, as I was surprised because I didn't expect to get it in one go. Um, if you are wanting to do anything in a wheelchair and learn how to be in it properly without injury, I suggest you give this guy a go. Even if it's just one session and you don't do the follow-up sessions, or you just want to do a short session or a group session, he does those as well. Um, Definitely contact this guy, and you'll be amazed with what you can do after the sessions. I can't thank him enough. He's changed everything, and thank you very much for it. And I hope to see you soon. Take care.